The outside zone play for us is a play that we can run out of a lot of different formations, out of a 2-back set, a 1-back set, a 3-back set, or an empty set with the quarterback. We like the outside zone because it gives us a lot of options. All right, we can run it to a tight end and also away from a tight end. What I'm going to start with is our base outside zone play that we run to a tight end side, go over the offensive line rules on outside zone, and then the backfield rules, and then all the actions that we can do off of it. Number one, on our outside zone, we're trying to get the football to the perimeter. All right, so we tell all of our offensive linemen to cut your splits down. Our base splits on regular offense are 2 feet at the guard position, 2 feet at tackle, 2 feet at tight end. Whenever we run outside zone, we want to cut them down to about 1 foot. All right, that will allow us that by the time you go guard, tackle, tight end, we've brought in the corner 1 whole extra yard, 1 foot, 1 foot, and 1 foot. So we want to narrow our splits anytime we're trying to get the football on the perimeter. Our outside zone, we want to run to a tight end side, especially if they're going to give us a 6 technique, which is head up on the tight end, or a 7 technique on the tight end's inside eye. We feel like we should be able to run the outside zone all day long. If they're giving us a 9, the tight end's outside shoulder, we still feel like we ought to be able to run the play. We just may not be able to get it on the perimeter. Offensive line blocking for this play, real simple rules up front. The front side, or the play side, if you're covered, your rule is reach. That means take a drop step or a flat step that allows your second step to be upfield through the crotch of the adjacent defender. If you're covered with a lineman, that means there's a lineman, a defensive lineman, lined up on you, your rule is reach. To put your inside foot through the middle of his body and work on an angle, on a 45-degree angle in the direction the play's going. Trying to get your backside armpit through his sternum, putting your backside palm through his sternum, and outside hand on his outside number. We don't want to turn, we just want to work at that angle, keeping outside leverage, work or reach. If you're uncovered, which as an offensive lineman, you're either going to be covered, reach, or uncovered. In this situation, if you're uncovered, there's nobody on you, just a linebacker, your rule is pull and overtake. All right, now here's what that means. You get down in your stance, I want you to pull, just like you're pulling to go trap somebody or pulling to go block a defensive back. I want you to pull, snatch the arm, step back, push off the backside leg, get off the line of scrimmage, and pull to overtake the next adjacent defender, the guy that he's trying to reach. On his reach block, he wants to knock him off the line of scrimmage to allow you to pull and overtake him, and thus you push him off, staying on track for the linebacker. Let's take a look at what this will look like on the board. If you're covered, reach, uncovered, pull and overtake, backside, scoop. And we'll talk about that here in just a second. All right, tight end's covered, so he's going to reach. He's going to take his backside arm and rip it through the armpit of the defender. The tackle's uncovered. There's no one over him except for the linebacker who's off the line of scrimmage. He's going to pull to overtake him. Whenever he gets his hat to his armpit, he's going to push off the tight end for the linebacker. So these two have those two. The uncovered player would make an us call. He's telling the covered player, us to 54, us to 54. If his number were 54, us to 54, letting these two know who they're working to. If this defender were to slant out on the snap, all right, he would keep working for his outside. I would see that I'm not going to be able to take him over. I would climb for the linebacker. And that's what we spend a part of our practice time working each day, where the uncovered player overtakes and pushes off the covered player to the linebacker, where the uncovered player pulls to overtake, can overtake, and then adjust up for the linebacker. All right, here, covered, all right, uncovered. So he would say, us to 47, us to 47. All right, that means us two are working the number 47. My rule, I'm covered, is reach. I'm going to rip his outside armpit, trying to knock him off the line of scrimmage. I'm pulling to overtake, staying on track for him. If I get the outside armpit, I tell him go, he comes off. If this guy were to slant out, he would stay on him. I would then turn up for the backside linebacker. Backside, scoop, all right? That means backside guard is responsible for the A gap, backside tackle is responsible for the B gap. On outside or wide zone plays, we want to cut down the defender. We want to put him on the ground, all right? Now, coach, you want us to cut him? No, I don't teach a, quote, cut block. I don't like that word at all. What we talk about is exploding through the thigh. We tell our offensive guy, you put your headgear 6 inches above his knee, through his thigh, all right, bring your flipper through the shin, throw your head to the sky and run your feet, all right? So I'm going to pull and scoop the A gap, which again, put the headgear 6 inches above the knee, bring the flipper through the shin and run the feet. If I can't get it, I'm not going to roll up the back of his knees or anything. That's not what we teach. I want you to get down there and get your hat across that thigh. You pull as deep and wide as you have to get him scooped up. You pull as deep and wide as you have to get anything that aligns in the B gap. Or if this guy just stays there, you'll wind up getting him. He'll wind up on the backside linebacker. All right, but that's a scoop block. Pull and get the hat across the thigh, flipper through the shin, head to the sky, run your feet, get this put on the ground on the backside. We want to try to eliminate pursuit. Keep them from running to the football. Put them on the ground. The more we can put the defenders on the ground, the tighter they're going to get, the less pursuit we're going to get in the fourth quarter. The defense will tend to wear down.